Yeah, but what's inside of him? Does he even have High Templars that have enough energy to throw out storms if he does get there? I did see a DT, though.
Oh, 2 DT coming in right now. They're going to take down the cannon. Oh, my God, Rebo! Oh, Rebo!
Oh, this is getting nuts.
Oh, that second one does dud, but that's a lot of damage already done onto that first pack of probes.
Oh, man. I can't believe he took that cannon out so
fast.
No!
Ruby, no! He lost that shuttle!
Wow.
To the cannon? But actually, how did that Nexus get so much damage?
The DTs continue to attack even though the cannon was taken out. After the cannon was taken out, there was no observer there to stop them.
Oh, that's a very good observation, Beast of Dagger. That's actually pretty scary though. If Movie took out that Nexus, that would have been game over actually.
Well, I mean, there is the third over at that 3 o'clock position, so Bisu really not in too much trouble if he did lose it, I think. But you're right. It could be a significant hit to his economy. And what I thought was scary is 2 DTs and a Reaver inside of your main base.
Oh, look at this though. Bisu's trying to go for the jugular. He knows that was Movie's last hurrah with all of his high-tech units here.
Oh, but that storm gonna be too huge here.
Oh, nice storms on top of Bisu's units here. Movie doing a fantastic job of using his storms one by one, but he doesn't have enough units to support it. Storm!
Oh my God, these storms are going absolutely crazy here. Oh, so many probes getting taken out.
Oh, look at that, all those probes taken out, but Bisu's army has been significantly dwindled by Movie Storm. I mean, these are some fantastic storms coming out of Movie.
There is absolutely zero micro coming from Bisu. He is not respecting his opponent here.
He is not. He's trying to end the game a little bit too quickly, it seems. Unable to do anything about it. And now he's going to have to wait for the next wave of units before attacking once again.
That was a huge defense. I mean, still, Movie is pretty crippled. He lost a lot of his expensive units, had to burn a ton of storms to defend there, and sitting on 3 bases is Bisu. So I think that Bisu is just fine. Look at that. He's got the pro transfer over here, and as long as he can continue to deny the Nexus to come up at the 9 o'clock position, it's going to be really tough for Movie to come back in any form.
It already is tough, but this is Movie's game plan, though. He just has to survive as long as possible to get back to that split map scenario. Get to that split map scenario where everybody has 5 bases and these little losses isn't worth that much anymore. But man,
I love that just that Movie has not given up. He's still trying to throw the shuttles in at random points against Bisu. But, you know, with Bisu having that pylon in that sweet spot position at the south of his main base...
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. That was a tragic storm there.
That is definitely...
Jeez.
That is definitely one way to get yourself back in the game. You were talking about how Movie could make some plays here. And that was his first very good play there by Movie. Getting that 1 High Templar dropped in. Look at this, though. Bisu reacting with his own storms as well.
Yeah, looking to return the favor. Going to take out a few probes himself. It seemed like Movie had already, preemptively moved half his probes away, so not too big of a hit here.
But then again, Movie doesn't have that much probes to begin with. He's already lost so many over the course of his entire game.
And unfortunately, he doesn't need that many probes because he doesn't have a lot of minerals to mine from. There's a draining out main base here. Oh, and I think this might be the last engagement for Movie. He's going to see this huge army here from Bisu. And even if it's poorly microed against these storms, Bisu's just going to kind of trudge his way through.
Oh, look at this, though. The 2 Reavers still coming in. They could do some additional damage here.
Yeah, and no, which means that the Reavers can micro their way around this.
Bisu, whoa! Actually, Movie just won that engagement. How? He had less units.
Wow, this is absolutely insane. Bisu has 2 flush bases here of minerals and still having a lot of trouble. I feel like his next round of army is just going to have to be a lot of zealots.
Now, here's the thing, though. Yeah, Movie sure won that engagement, but he cannot re-macro. He has no economy. So it's okay for BT to lose those engagements. Look at this. I do like that DT positioning on the ramp, though.
Yeah, Bisu not noticing it. It's rare that Bisu doesn't have an observer around inside of his main base to, help deal with these DT.
GG.
Where? Wow, GG. And I love that blanket storm GG right at the end there, too. Very poetic.
Yeah, Movie knows. He could not stop the economical damage. Well played to Bisu. So Bisu will move on to the winners match of Group A. Movie will
Yeah,
fall.
be playing either Zero or Mind. Regardless, it's going to be pretty great.
That was actually a crazy game already. I can't wait to see how the rest of the group will play out.
That's like the best way PvP can go. I'm not going to lie.
It is. A lot of action all over the map. A lot of drop, harassment. Both players really jockeying to try to sunk the tempo. But Bisu came out ahead.
Well, XKCD, I gotta say, it's exciting to finally be back casting with you. We had basically a month hiatus since the last Starleague that we casted together, so it definitely took me a game to start getting back into the groove.
It does.
I tried casting a little bit of the, what is it, the Love Starleague on my own, and it's just like, it's not quite the same when you're casting solo.
It's not. It's not. That's
Oh,
why.
it's the 41 Starleague, my bad. You see, I can't even get the names right.
See, that's fun. You cast solo, you just forget about it. But when you cast with someone you know, it's fun. But
Yeah,
more
definitely.
importantly, though, that I'm really glad that we're having matches on the weekend. It's actually the best time for both of us.
Yeah, in the morning. In the morning, it's perfect.
It is.
You know, though, if I couldn't get you to cast with me, we had talked about casting some of the KCM matches, Legend matches, like a lot of the VODs or something.
Right.
I'm thinking that I'm going to have to get Flash for the win to co-cast with me so I can see how many esports push-ups I can get him to do.
Are you trying to bully him again?
Oh, yeah. if I can get him on for a KCM marathon, I think I can get him to do 200 push-ups on top of what other workout I can get him to do. We'll just do bets the entire couple hours that we cast.
Oh, man.
And if you get on there, we'll just kind of gang up on him.
Oh, man.
It's alright. We don't have any respect for Flash fans. Let's just be honest. Has been pretty exciting, though. Guys, a lot of you may be back just because you're KT Rawlster / Flash fans. And Flash coming back has definitely, you know, sent ripples through the Brood War scene. Definitely really exciting to see him back. And God, is he not wrecking everyone?
Oh, man. He is. I think that's the great thing. That's one of the greatest things about Flash's accomplishment, that he elevated everybody else's game. Like, when you look at the skill levels of Brood War players before Flash became big and after Flash became big, there's a clear distinction between the two eras.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, there was someone who asked how Flash got his skill level back so quickly. And I think it's someone who wasn't around when Bisu returned, and Bisu went to #1 in like a couple days. It's just these players, part of the Talkbang Lee Sang era, are just, they're beastly. It's not even about skill and practice. They just have this innate skill that no one will ever come near.
You just said it's not about skill and practice, but they have the innate skill, so which one is it?
It's innate ability. I'm sorry. Innate ability.
There you go. There you go.
It's like a spider knowing how to weave a perfect web and then just like suck the blood out of its prey. No one taught the spider that. When it was born, you ever see Charlotte's Web? When a spider's born, it just kind of floats off somewhere.
I think you're looking for the word nature.
Preying on everything.
It's in their nature. It's like Jadong being a tyrant. It's in their nature.
Oh man, people are talking about the prize pool. Okay, let's talk about this. Guys, the Terra Starleague prize pool for first place is ridiculous. $13,500. That's sick. Second place, $10.
You know, I'm pretty sure that Terra's doing that on purpose. He loves to troll.
Oh yeah, he's doing that on purpose.
It
and
is
you know
so
what?
on purpose.
It's gonna end up being Bisu versus Effort in the finals.
Again. We're gonna see Bisu try to pull off some very silly one-gate cheese.
I don't know. Bisu is good in Terror Star Leagues. He actually said in his interview at the end of the last Star League that he feels much more relaxed when he plays in this tournament because it's more of a light-hearted, fun tournament.
Yeah,
so I think that's why we're gonna see him play really well.
But look at this, though. We're going to see No, sorry, that's actually Mind. Actually, that reminds me. Whatever happened to that Russian Project player?
Yeah, PRO7 ECT.
Yeah.
Yeah, Project. He was awesome. I think he actually plays some StarCraft 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, Project fans. He's got some fanboys out there. Someone's gonna be like, no, he's a League player.
Yeah, I remember he used to be streaming a lot and playing in all the foreign tours, and then he just dropped off the earth.
Yeah. I mean, but so did Zeke. No one realized that Zeke didn't retire, but he went to StarCraft 2.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
He'll be back. Don't worry. We got the Nation League coming up.
Yeah, he didn't like stealing money from everybody. Very respectful thing.
But of course, we're going to have Mind versus Zero, ZVT on Circuit Breaker. So we'll see what happens.
Good old classic Circuit Breaker. God, this is going to be a good game. I can already tell.
It will be. We have another cross spawn once again. This is going to be the second game of Group A. Mind spawning in the top left as your red Terran. And Zero will be your yellow Zerg in the bottom right.
Alright, here's the deal. It's the round of 16. Zero doesn't start choking until the round of 4-ish. So I think that he might win this one.
You really want Bisu to play Mind?
And Zero. I think Zero's going to win this. But actually, I would rather BC play Mind than Zero. A lot of people keep saying and bring up the myth that Bisu is good at playing versus Zerg. But, dear God, no.
Yeah.
Bisu's terrible at PvZ these days. His versus Terran record is so much better than his versus Zerg. It's insane.
That's insane.
It is insane.
Oh, wait. Let me get this on board. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm waiting.
That's insane.
What are we waiting for?
Oh, only the streamers could hear it. You can't hear it.
Oh, I'm so sad.
That's insane.
Was it the brown noise?
Nah. It's a Counter-Strike meme.
Okay. Alright, guys. So, we are on Circuit Breaker, for those of you who aren't familiar with this map. It's the largest map in any map pool possible. It's as large as a map can get in Brood War. And it's probably the most macroed map. It rarely do you see cheese on this map. Or a game ending early. Just because of how far the closest spawns are.
More importantly, though, you can't build in the middle. So that does affect a lot of cheeses. But we're going to see Zero going to go for the traditional 12-hatch expand. Meanwhile, Mind just not getting his gas yet. So it's probably going to be another traditional React expand build coming out from him.
Yeah, and Mind typically is a very aggressive Terran in TVZ. He does like, getting a couple barracks, trying to get a bunker down at the natural or of the Zerg player and do something crazy.
Not much else to say.
Yeah. Either he's a crazy aggressive Terran player or he just macros up. I'm catching up on the chat here, seeing what you guys are saying. Thank you guys. It looks like the chat's very active today. We're glad to catch you guys on a Saturday. Usually it's 4 in the morning on a weekday for us to cast, where no one's really awake. So quite a different feel to casting today.
Yeah, so we're going to see that command center come up from Mind here. Meanwhile, Zero's already getting his third hatchery and his gas, so both players going for standard timings so far. And I like this already coming out from Mind, though. He's already using his first 2 Marines to push across the map.
So XKCD, what kind of video games have you been playing lately?
Counter-Strike and Dota.
Counter-Strike and Dota. I've been playing Shadows of Mordor. Got it for $20 on sale.
Oh, yeah, I have that game, but my graphics card isn't good enough to run it.
Oh, that's too bad. It is insane.
Feels bad, man.
I love the game. Basically, you have these captains that are out on the battlefield, and if they kill you, they're marked as like revenge targets. and they'll come and find you later, and they'll just start talking trash to you because they just killed you.
Yeah, but look at this though. We're already seeing Mind's a very aggressive style come into play here. He's already only using 3 Marines, but he's already pushing himself across the map, already halfway to Zero's natural.
Look, these 3 Marines are the 3 Musketeers of StarCraft. They are untouchable here. And Dartavian is somewhere on the map. Isn't that his name? I haven't seen the 3 Musketeers in forever.
Me neither. But look, but the lair is coming up now, 4-0. Gonna get the Spire once it's completed. And mine's just gonna fall back. Getting the engineering bay. So we're gonna see that either 4 racks or 5 racks plus 1 build coming into play here. So mine's gonna look to want to hit 0 right around the time where Zero's lurkers pop up. Be a very strong attack against that 3rd.
I wonder how long Zero's gonna choose to stay on 2 bases in this game. I don't think Circuit Breaker is generally one of the maps where he tries to get up to high fast on 2 bases, but he definitely does enjoy staying on 2 bases until he gets a proper amount of tech.
Right, and I think that will actually help a little bit against his opening of Mine. Because when you
if he does decide to go up the Hive, though, he'll be playing it relatively safe, to be honest, just because of the cross bomb positioning. You know, taking the 3rd can be really risky on this map.
It can be. But it's
going to come down to how well the Spire does, though. I mean, the Mutos are going to be out in just a minute here. We've just got to see the Spire finish up.
Right, Zero already get that 1 preemptive creep colony. As a precaution.
Yeah.
Perfectly acceptable. So, whoa, that 4th barracks a little bit off position, unless mine has that intentional. I'm not too worried about it now, but we're going to see that first medic come out now. Mine's going to wait until he has enough medics and marines before pushing out. The mutas have spawned right now, and no 3rd in sight for Zero, so like you said, he might be going for that 2-base hive play.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. What about Mine, though? I mean, is Mine really just going to try and push out these Marines without a proper defense against the mutas between his natural and main base?
He doesn't have to. He's only going to push out once he knows that Zero took in a 3rd. Because remember, this is the build him. Mine's, I guess you could say Mine time doesn't kick in until a couple minutes later. Once he has all those 4 or 5 barracks producing constantly. But more importantly, he needs to make sure he has enough turrets and marines to defend against his initial flock of mutas.
Yeah, exactly, and that's my concern. If he does move out any further with those marines at the front of his natural base, then you know, he could be in a lot of trouble. In fact, those mutas, if they just make a blitz towards the main base, what's going to be stopping them from doing a lot of damage?
Oh, there are 2 turrets there. It's going to be a good start.
Yeah, just finishing up those 2 turrets.
The timings are impeccable for Mind here. The mutas doing the salsa dance with the marines at the high ground.
Yeah, this is typical of Terran players that are at this level. They just get their turrets at the last second possible. They know exactly how much money they need to manage to pop those turrets down. And for me, I'm just like such a paranoid Terran player. If I ever play as Terran, that I just get my turrets really, really early.
But look, so we're gonna see that finally that push come out from Mind. Mind knows he has this very strong enough of an army that he can directly challenge the mutas straight up here. Meanwhile, Zero needs to delay, because he doesn't have any lurkers out on the field. He does have the Hydrogen down, but that is a very scary army.
The Hive is coming, though. The Hive is on its way, so this is going to be cutting it really close.
The Hive doesn't matter if you can't defend his push. You need the lurkers now. Oh, here comes the bridge, though. Zero needs to make sure... Oh, this is actually...
Oh, there's no medics at the front. That was his one opportunity to pick off a lot of Marines, but still with the stim and the Marines at the front, it's just going to be way too strong.
Oh, man. Zero's going to have to sack a lot of mutas if he wants to defend this. You see the...
Yeah, he probably will end up losing all his mutas. The scan here, I think Mine's determining if there are too many mutas or if he can easily break this.
Nah,
I imagine that he's going to go for the break, though.
He can't. There's 3 lurkers there already. And look at this. We're already seeing the lurkers here at the 3rd already being morphed. Mike. Oh no, it's not blocked! No!
Oh my, that was there.
Huge blunder! Huge blunder by Zero.
You know what though? Between 3 lurkers though, he should be able to keep one of them alive at least.
That all that matters, getting at least 1 lurker alive, but even then, Mine can still charge up the ramp. He's going to charge.
And look at that, Mine brought his entire army that was pressuring at the natural. It's going to come over here to try and take out the third.
Oh, he needs...
really close. Is the Ninus being built inside of the third base? That's the question.
I don't think Zero even has the hive yet. He needs to defend the third if possible. Oh my goodness, Zero's actually going to be able to do it.
This is insane, Micro. How are the mutas able to just keep everything at bay?
Woo! Oh man. That was some clutch defense there from Zero, just keeping each lurker alive as long as possible. But most importantly,
he is playing godlike.
Too close for comfort, as 1PQ just says in chat. Too close for comfort. But we do see the Defiler Den coming up now, so Mine's going to start to transition towards that late game. Get the vessels out, get the tanks rolling, and maybe go for that mech switch.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a little early for that mech switch right now, because you know if he stops going with bio.
Oh, look at this! Those stop lurkers from Zero.
Only just getting a few though. That could have been a lot worse.
But hey, any opportunity to kill some Terran Marines is a good opportunity.
Yeah. So here's the problem: Mine's on 2 bases. A 3rd command center is getting done. But if he transitions into a 3rd base while going into mech, he's going to be in a lot of trouble because Zero's economy is kicking in pretty strong right now. And his macro is going to be really good between these hive units. It's going to get really scary on the defensive side for Mine right now.
So it looks like Mine's going to want to push towards the 3rd. He knows that it's going to be easier for him to push across the bridges since there is no natural here at the 3rd. No 4th base. But Zero's going to need to get that Defiler out here pretty soon with the Swarm to protect that ramp.
This defense is going to be a little bit better for Zero because he does have that Defiler. But he's got to take care of that Science Vessel too. So the Scourge are going to have to pop out.
Does Zero still have his Mutas lying around? That might be a good unit to use as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many Mutas are remaining, but he did have a few after that initial defense. It looked like he had 5.
And Terrace is trying to call out for the Defilers. Where is the Defiler? There's no Defilers on the map. Oh my goodness, Zero, where's your Defilers? Oh, this is...
it's going to come down to a clutch.
Oh, okay, there's that first... Here's the first Defiler. Defiler's going to have to come out. He's going to have to Dark Swarm the Lurkers immediately. Ah, nice. There you go. Get the Lurkers under the Dark Swarm. The Marines will have to fall back. But the tanks on the low ground still sieging up. And here comes the Scourge. Can the Scourge hit the vessels? No, they can't hit the vessels.
But the Lurkers are still alive here. They are still doing damage. These Marines are just kind of standing in the path here. Pretty well split out, to be honest. It took about 5 or 6 additional spine shots to kill off the Marines that were standing right next to him.
Meanwhile, Mine already secured his 3rd base. We saw while all that action was happening, they was trying to go for a cheeky run by with a couple Zealots and 2 Lurkers, but that did not pan out as well as he thought it would.
So we're seeing another ridiculous defense by Zero just be successful here, and Mine's going to have to be on standby. Also, while the attack was going on, the Mine was not able to take a safe 3rd. There were some links over there at that base preventing the mining transition.
But look at this though, Zero's starting to slowly push back, but nice medic block, getting the Lurker out of the ramp.
Yeah, this is a classic boxer move, and it's making the units really hard to get down to these tanks. But now that they are in range, the tank's going to die very quickly. Actually, nice use of these mutas to be able to help take them out.
Well, look at this, though. We're already seeing the mech switch come out from Mine. Mine knows once he got that 3rd security, he's going to take his 4th right now. He's going to start to split the map here. Mine day back.
Yeah, if Mine jumps up to 4 bases relatively quickly here, this is going to be really rough for Zero. He is down a base right now. He needs to be up 1 or 2 more bases in order for this to be competitive in the mid game.
But sniping that vessel without any repercussion is definitely a good way to get back into the game.
Yeah, that's a key science vessel because Mine's really keeping his science vessel count low.
But more importantly, though, like you said, Zero needs to take that 4th base. It has to happen somewhere.
Yeah, even if he just took that mineral only, I think that would have been okay because you're taking macro hatcheries throughout this game. I think he should have taken a macro hatchery right near his natural where that mineral exists.
You need that 4th gas, though. I feel like you'd want to go against the mech. You're going to have 4 gases anyway. Traditionally, like, against a mech player, you don't need gas, you need more minerals, but...
Yeah, he will need that additional gas. I just think it kind of helps him slowly leapfrog his bases towards that 6 o'clock, where it's crucial to get that gas at that location. So we are seeing that he finally did put a macro hatch exactly where I was talking about that at the mineral only. So he's going to start doing his map splitting also. And look at this, an extra expansion coming down at the natural of the left side of the map too.
Right. So we're going to see the double expand coming off here from Zero. Meanwhile, Mind also double expanding as well. Both players already acknowledging the fact that this will go to the super late game.
Yeah, that's why the mech switch is coming down. We're seeing a bunch of vultures coming out now. And the vultures are the key unit here during this switch, laying down these mines, trying to control the pathways of Zerg, and allowing himself to play passive enough to get a new mech army.
That is true, but we're going to see Zero start to send out Zerglings one at a time, though. As Mind is laying out the mines, Zero's going to try to clear it out with his mutas and links. So SCV is being transferred over. The barracks are being floated, so now we have gone full mech here from Mind.
And we're almost to a full map split, too. This is looking pretty crazy.
6-4 said there are queens coming in, but I don't see the queens.
Well, it is Zero, so I mean that it's like a 50% chance that there's queens at this point of the game anyway.
That is true.
And because of Terror's streaming,
we can't see anything.
See everything.
So the Overlord speed kicked in.
Another nice Dark Swarm defense here.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Zero actually got the Greater Spire.
Was that speed done on his Overlord here?
Yes, that was.
Okay. Well, I mean, speed's great at this point anyway. You really just want to be able to have Overlords moving around the map pretty quickly. But if drop is on the way too, it's a great way to break up tank lines. Dropping links out of your Overlords, you know, throwing down a Dark Swarm with them if you can. A great way to start knocking down that wall that the Terran can put up.
Yeah, we did see the Ultra's Cavern start to come down, so 1-0 got that 4th gas put down the Arthless Cavern. But look at this, though. A big Vulture raid by Mind. Going to kill off actually all the Lurkers, surprisingly. Normally, Lurkers are pretty tanky against Vultures, but this is not good for Zero.
Yeah, but look at all the drones that he missed out on killing. I would have liked that he sent a couple of his Vultures down there to kill off the drones instead of the Lurkers.
I think both are perfectly acceptable, because if you can kill off the Lurkers now, you can kill off the drones later. There's always going to be a time to harass. Because we already are in the late game.
Ooh, that's Spider-Man getting a nice hit off before the Dark Swarm came up.
That is true. And this is... Oh, nice Plague. It's going to hit the 2 of the vessels. Definitely worth it. And
yeah, that'll get him pretty low. Sitting on about 3 or 4 vessels on the entire map right now. It looks like Mind finally made that decision. Okay, I've got to constantly be macroing science vessels out of my starport if I want to be able to stay in this game.
Right. And I like how Zero's actually trying to use the Plague on the vessel. He still has his mutas alive. And the fact he's been using the rest of his mutas actively, it's a good sign for me. If you normally, like, you'll see Zergs, like, they'll just throw away their mutas and they don't have any air presence at all. And that's one of the reasons why vessels become rampant.
Yeah. We're seeing a problem, XKCD, where Mind basically took the right side of the map for free. And, you know, the Terran economy is going to get really strong because of this. I feel like Zero needed to do something to make it a little bit harder to get those expansions. But right now, he's just giving away that half of the map.
I think it's perfectly acceptable because if you look at the bottom side of the map, Mind let Zero take 6 bases.
Fair enough.
It's like a gentleman's agreement. So I will say, Zero's gonna have to start going on the offensive pretty soon. I think what Zero's actually waiting for is waiting for his Ultras to get all those upgrades, get the armor, get the speed up, max out on the cracklings as well, and then he's gonna start going for the, you know, start attacking to those tank lines.
Yeah, as long as we don't see a killer game where Zerg doesn't get the crackling upgrade.
Don't remind me of the killer game.
Oh, that killer game was horrible. Was that against Mind also?
Yes.
Man, Mind just gets in your head so bad.
Oh, look at this though. Nice cleanup here by Zero.
Nice Plague-oo.
Good Plague on top of the vessels. Going to clear up the rest of the battle units. So that's actually a huge, actually a pretty big presence of Mind's army on the map. And now these tanks are actually pretty exposed. The Zerg is charging in right now. Going to get some splash damage done onto the tanks.
Yeah, the tank line doing more damage to the other tanks than the Zerglings were. Ouch, that definitely hurt mine.
Oh man.
No, but at this point though, the production facilities are done. That transition to get those factories is over with. So now it's just about producing the number of units you need to defend this top of the map.
Yeah, but mine needs to do something about that tank line. That is so exposed to Zerglings.
He is continuing to send his vultures around the map though, and that's always good. You know, trying to get as many drone kills as he can. Oh, okay. Dark Swarm with a lurker over at this command center here, gonna force all the SCVs off this mineral line.
Nah, that's just Zero being annoying. Look at this though, nice, killing off a couple vessels there.
Oh, 2 big hits there. Scorch doing really well. And only 1 Goliath to defend those science vessels. Not going to have fast enough Hellfire missiles to defend here.
Look at this though, more Scourge coming in, but there are Goliaths as well.
Oh, looks like the Goliaths got plagued. Or maybe that was just their coloring.
Kind of hard to tell when you're red, Terran. Look
Yeah,
at this though, nice.
Pretty awkward.
This is actually a problem now. So mine actually just lost like what, 4 or 5 vessels already? That's at least over half his vessel count. So now he only has maybe 3-4 vessels on the map at most. And look at this. Zero's actually started to pump out the Ultras. He has the upgrades for it now. They're not 5-3 yet, but they're very close towards it.
Yeah, dear God. I mean, Zero's army is about to get insane here. Once the cows start running out on the field, I don't think that that mine can deal with it.
Oh, Zero's going for the drop here. We're going to see some Doom Drop action. He's going to load up the Ultras and the Zerglings inside of the Overlords and just start dropping them all over the tank line.
Yeah, there's not enough Goliaths or any anti-air to really stop these drops from coming in here and doing the damage. But, oh, a nice little run by here with these Vultures. Going to kill off a lot of the drones and then just try and get those Vultures out of there. Mine's doing a decent job of throwing harassment around the map, though.
He actually might be able to kill off the hatchery at the 3 o'clock location.
Yeah, it's definitely getting low here, and hard to see with that barracks on top. It's always annoying when Terran players float their buildings around and put them in really hard vision spots.
No, that's actually really annoying for Zero, because Zero doesn't have that hatchery hotkey. So you're going to have to manually select all the units there, but you can't select it if there's a barracks on top of it. But look at this though, mine wants this base badly. He's trying to expand towards it, pushing the tank line over that 3 o'clock base. He's saying to Zero, this is my base now, what you going to do about it? And here comes Zero's response. Got all the Overlords loaded up with these units.
Yeah, Zero's just going to take this army right on. He is ready to do it here. So much inside of those Overlords that can be dropped.
Oh, here comes the Doom Drop.
Oh, God, he set the playing field with those Dark Swarms, and now the cows are on the field trying to take out...
Oh, no. All those Ultralisks. That's at least like 15 Ultralisks. Oh, my goodness.
The plays have been outstanding in this game.
They have been. But, man, these cows. Whoo.
Wow, now they're just running rampant out on the top of the map. Where does mine defend at this point? Where does he send his units? Mech is so slow, it's not like he can really reinforce with anything fast except for Vultures.
This is the problem we were talking about. We were saying, like, once Zero gets the cows on the field, he's going to start being aggressive here. And mine is feeling the pressure. He's feeling the heat.
Yeah, this game's starting to get away from him, slowly seeing himself have to go into the loser's round, which would be against Movie.
Oh, man. I mean, the command center is not going down, but Zero's just killing off army. That's more important to me than command centers. He's going to re-expand to the 3 o'clock. Well, he's going to take the expansion at the 9 o'clock, so...
And yet another barracks at a very annoying spot. It's kind of funny how you say that. I keep thinking about the fact that you really can't click the you can't click the hatchery if the barracks is over it. I mean, that is hilarious.
You can't even build under it, because if you try to build a hatchery, you have to select under it, right?
Yeah, you
can't even click there. Oh, look at all these Scourges, though. There's no Goliaths, though. All these vessels will be easy picking.
Oh, God. Just call it. Mine. Stop. Mercy kill yourself.
Nah, there's actually a lot of units from Minder. Nice round of macro coming in. He actually has more Vultures now to support the tanks. so they will survive. See, that's the problem though. That the last major engagement we saw, Mind only had tanks and no vultures. He didn't have anything with no mines, no Goliaths, no vessels to protect the tank line. That's why he lost all of it. But here, he had the more healthy composition, so Zero's gonna have a harder time cracking this.
Yeah, a lot of vultures here to clear up these lings, and you know that was a big ling rally here, but I don't think that they're gonna get anything done. Just a trail of blood left behind. That's it. Oh, but there is one Ultralisk going crazy. The hero Ultralisk.
And somehow Zero got that hatchery built at the third. Surprisingly enough, the barracks is gone from it.
Yep. Yeah, he's got the third. He's got the 9 o'clock position, and just slowly inching his way up and consuming the entire map.
The Zerg, you can see on the mini map, Zero is going to go around the tank line. He's going to go straight into the natural. Oh, Mind.
Oh, going for the jugular here. Wants to take out and stop all production facilities.
The Mind's already too quick on the draw for that. It's going to stop it.
That was a beautiful response by Mind. I was really impressed how quickly he got his army over to cut off those army units from Zero.
But it looks like Zero's going to lose that 9 o'clock base. He wasn't really mining from it, so it's not that bad of a loss, but he's going to start to slowly loot out the minerals. But interesting enough, though, we've seen Mind still has that mineral only third at the top right. He can definitely expand to that if he needs to. It's a very hectic game going on.
Yeah, I just can't believe how Mind managed to carve his way back into the middle of the map here and still just have a presence. Taking out that 9 o'clock base, that's pretty huge. And, you know, he's just keeping Zero at bay, just enough for him to get his mining solid on the right side of the map.
This is where I feel like Queens or Guardians will be super effective. Because the Goliath count has been quite minimal. It's like nothing. And we've seen Zero successfully keeping the vessel count pretty low. So if you had some Queens or some Guardians right now, you could just wreck Havoc on one side of the map while you use your Ultra Ling army to go up the other side of the map here. Like, I'm thinking about it right now. You see that tank line, it's pretty clumped up. Like, a couple bruises in there. You're going to, like, cut that tank line in half.
Oh, boy.
And I like this decision making from Mind. Mind's actually radiating the Overlord because he knows that Zero's going to want to load them up.
Yeah, he's just using his irradiates like crazy here. This is you know, basically a spell that he hasn't been able to use well throughout the game because his science vessels count was really well controlled by Zero in the early game and the mid game. But now he's going crazy here. He's starting to push forward. He's almost taken his half of the map back. And look at that, losing that 3 o'clock base. That is just absolutely clutch.
Clutch for Mind or clutch for Zero?
Clutch for Mind to be able to stop that extra mining.
Yeah,
I'm starting to think that Zero's on his back footing here, starting to slip.
He is.
Man, Mind is just such a resilient Terran player. He's going to definitely be competing against Splash for top Terran over the next year.
Look at this though. Mind unsieging has no units to support it. The Goliaths and Vultures are out of here. These tanks are so ripe for the taking. Here comes the cow drop.
So many tanks just out of siege mode, trying to swarm everything here. That was a major loss. So many units just destroyed.
Yeah, but Zero has nothing to beat it. He doesn't have units. I'm pretty sure Mind has more tanks than Zero has Zerglings right now.
Yeah, Zero is in a lot of trouble. I don't think he can win this game anymore. The mech's just gotten way too strong.
This is where this is where the part we go, where are the Queens?
He absolutely needs those. Whoever called them earlier, call them back.
Call them back?
Actually happened this time. Oh, huge stream units coming up from the left. Zero seeing a bit of weakness here. But you know what? That's where Mind can easily defend. Another set of reinforcements are going to come from those production facilities. I think this is a really bad move to try and cut off the natural in the main.
No, Zero's just trying to buy time. He knows he can't engage that main tank army head on, so he's trying to force Mind to play defensive, try to pull the tanks back. So I think, well, given how Zero is, performing so far in this game, it's a good idea, but he needs to somehow deal with that main tank army.
Yeah, and how much is he going to lose by trying to take out the main base? That's the question. Will he have enough to come back and defend? And is he going to have any bases to come back to by the time he's done with this assault?
I mean, we're already seeing Mind's army been split in half. Like, half trying to defend, half trying to attack. So, Zero's making this a little bit more manageable. Nice start form onto the tanks of the high ground. But, man, Zero's already losing bases one by one.
Yeah, losing this 6 o'clock base is going to be pretty huge. There's still a decent amount of minerals and gas there available. And so, you know, that's one of the more important bases for his economy. Losing that now, and now where is the mech army going to start going to?
I think the mech is going to work his way to the left side of the map here. So Zero's trying to go for another run by into the top 12 o'clock base, but...
Yeah, so many Zerglings running through here, trying to just clean up everything possible on the north side of the map.
Yeah, we've seen Mind, you know, main base in the top right, slowing the Mind out, but... Terror, what are you doing?
If there's ever a moment for Zero to try and take out this tank line, this would be it, though, because he, you know, basically the mech army is stuck in the ball, and there's a high ground advantage coming in to engage here, and you could actually do a pincer move and attack from the left and the right. But looks like GG has been called.
GG. Too many tanks, man. Tanks imba. Tanks imba. Zero just ran out of gas.
Wow. And Terror in the last minute tried to kill off the entire stream. What a way to take us through our first hour of StarCraft this morning. Guys, welcome if you're just joining. This is the Terror Ninus Starleague Group A. I am Dagger, along with the streaming host and co-caster, Amazing XKCD.
Hello.
We are happy to see such a lively chat, and sometimes it distracts me. Apparently, someone dropped their phone during the cast. XKCD.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I dropped my phone 2 meters, and now it's not working properly. What should I do? And someone replied with, "You should throw it back up 2 meters to reverse the effects." That's very helpful.
It is.
You know what? My solution to not breaking smartphones was to get rid of my smartphone.
That's a good solution.
I just have a slider phone with a keyboard.
That's pretty good.
It's amazing.
So I'm wondering what game will be next. Will it be Bisu versus Mind or Movie versus Zero?
Oh man, some people pointing out that it's 3 p.m. And we'll probably see the winners match next. That's my guess. Maybe that's my Bisu bias. I think even though Mind, no, Mind won that. So Zero having lost here, he has a pretty hard route if he has to run into Bisu in the losers. I mean that's gonna be tough for him. But Zero versus Mind, I feel like Zero does have a huge advantage there.
But Zero just lost to Mind.
Or not Zero versus Movie.
Yeah, Zero should handily beat Movie. The question though, who wins in Mind versus Bisu?
You know, I think that I think that Mind's in a pretty good position here to just exit out with you know, as the winner of the whole thing.
He is.
I don't know. It depends on the map. So Blinder predicted that we were going to see Blue Storm as the go-to map between Bisu and Mind if they did end up fighting each other. So we're going to have to wait and see if that's going to be the map. Then I think we just have to go with Bisu all the way.
Blue Storm PvT. I do have to give the advantage to I don't know about that, man. It's tough to call.
Well, if we look at the map statistically, let's see if we can bring it up here. I want the TLPD version of this, but I keep getting the Wikipedia version. Because there's a 53% win rate on this map for Protoss players. I feel like there's the slight advantage for Bisu, regardless of how good it is.
That's actually not too bad. That's for the... So version 1 has 53% win rate for Protoss, but version 1.2
kind of fits that.
Yeah. So, I think, I mean, 53% given the inherent advantage Protoss against Terran, that's pretty balanced. So really, you can just say it's 50-50. So we've seen
I do like this fact, though, that Bisu is greater than most Terrans. That is the best counter-argument possible. Alright, well, I'm going to take a quick water break. I'll be right back.
Alright, I'll be right back as well. Meanwhile, these cats are just talking and stuff. And stuff.
자, 여러분들 니너스 배 홍조 스타리그 보고 계십니까? 여러분들 니너스 배 홍조 스타리그 박성균 올라 누가 솔직하게 그냥 이게 나오바에서 누가 올라가?
저는 박성균. 너는 김태경?
김태경. 김태경이 나는 솔직히 패자전으로 떨어지고 아니 최종적으로 떨어지고 김태경 하지만 500개 감사합니다.
똑같네.
아니 너 너무한 거 아니야? 터지면 니도 그때 니 방송 들어 와!
이렇게 될거 아니잖아.
아 그건 인정하겠습니다. 그건 인정하겠습니다. 자 여러분들 라오만입니다.
I don't know if Piece of Egg, are you back? No, he's not back. I got my water fast and he got his. Ha ha! I win. Alright, so we are live on Blue Storm. It's going to be BC versus Mind, a PBT. We're going to have... Never mind. Someone got dropped. Never mind. Ari.
What's up?
Welcome back. So they loaded up on Ride of Valkyrie instead of Blue Storm.
Oh, they actually had the game ready?
Yeah, and then I think they picked the wrong map, so it's supposed to be Blue Storm.
Oh my god.
We haven't seen... When's the last time we've seen a match on Ride of Valkyries, man?
Oh man, Ride of Valkyries.
I know we've seen it in the foreigner tours, but in Korea, though. That's
I know.
Oh, man.
I remember it from the OSLs back in the day, to be honest.
Back in the day.
The ever OSL.
여러분들 라오발에서 박성균 대 김태경 경기 시작하겠습니다. 경기 시작하겠습니다.
It's Ride of Valkyries?
We're gonna see some ROV.
ROV, boys!
ROV madness, here it comes, guys.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen.
자, 됐네요, 여러분들. 자,
Spawning in the bottom right as your Protoss player is going to be Bisu. And in the bottom left as the Terran player is going to be Mind.
우리
Yeah, this is a two-spawn map here.
컴퍼니 다 후원했고
It's so non-traditional, though.
우리 지금 여러분들이 볼 수 있는 거는 바로 니너스 운동화.
Extremely non-traditional. And we're getting our Ninus shout-out.
스타일을 너무 사랑해서 시청자들을
Oh, Ninus
So if you guys don't know, it's another shoe, so, style start Ninus.
10% 할인된 거
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. You can't do that. The only reason it works with Snabu because Snabu started with S. You could say SSS, so style starts Snabu.
I know. So we need something else fancy, like style and start. Find some N synonyms for those.
NSYNC.
NSYNC.
NSYNC. Ninus sync.
We still need one more word.
Whoever
Now,
said
Ninus.
you don't need 3 words.
Well, that's how it makes it flow.
No, you can have 4 words or 2 words.
I guarantee we're seeing a 2-ax right now, and the game's going to be over when he returns.
Well, you do have that forward barracks there by mine. There, please. Observing skills.
Oh man, it's almost over.
Oh my God, what are we watching?
So an interesting thing about this map is that it's basically the bases are separated by water with like an island base in the middle. And I wonder if, you know, Bisu's going to want to go for shuttle play and just start trying to shuttle units and across to the main base of his opponent.
You know he's going to do it. So we're going to see some computers on sale.
You know, the good thing about Ninus is they figured out how to put shoes inside of computer cases.
Tara, please get back to the game.
That's how they power them, with foot power.
Like you hook up the power supply to the treadmill?
Yeah, to keep your computer running. This is like the ultimate gamer like workout here. If you want your computer to keep running, you have to keep pedaling with your feet. So you have to play StarCraft while pedaling to keep your computer running.
Alma actually would love that.
That would actually be pretty hilarious.
Just get back to the game. Terror! Another...
Oh, Terror. You're drunk, Terror. Go home.
He is home!
You're drunk, Terror. Go to the pub. Let Shuttle take over. You know, by the time he's done, his hair's gonna grow back.
That's true. He's in the 100% sellout zone, man. I mean, we were doing a good job of selling out for Vamp products, but
I hope he's wearing another shirt, because eventually I believe Koreans sweat like the rest of the world, and he's gonna start sweating through that shirt, and we're gonna see some Terror nipples.
Yuck. Okay, so the first album's coming up here, and we didn't actually miss out much, surprisingly.
Well, we're gonna miss out on that Zealot. Hey, this is every game of StarCraft. You really can miss the first 5 minutes if it's not cheese. Sad but true. You know, we should start with 12 workers every game.
That's a smart idea.
It's a smart fix. And maybe a spawning pool.
Yes, 6-4, this is a wall. It does work. Welcome to Brood War.
Yeah, these fat units aren't getting through. I mean, who thinks about that? Whenever I'm building walls, I'm like, what 3 buildings is it going to take to wall this off? But no, 2 buildings right here.
Hey, it works. Optimization, efficiency.
That's right. This Terran technology, they know how to be fatter than they really are.
First tank's already out, so this will be completely protected. But BC does have that Nexus. And you gonna work with that Nexus?
Yes,
I can't say much more than that.
He will work with that Nexus XKCD.
And he's going for actually, he's going to go for that very early robotics facility.
Yeah, so the RoboPlay was something that I was feeling like he would use, and looks like we are going to see that.
Meanwhile, mine's got his command center floating over.
We are seeing the most important part of the game right now. Oh, go back to the black screen. That was very informative.
Black screen. My stream not working?
No, he was just showing the fog of war while he was talking.
Ah, okay.
It looks like we had Shuttle back there, actually in control for just a minute. Sick obsing skills. Okay, so the command center taking the natural here. You know, these naturals are really hard to defend. Look at how wide open it is to basically attack on the natural. You can get, you know, 5-6 Dragoons perfectly snug in a line and still be attacking inside the choke point.
Yeah, then I actually like the way that mine was actually using his two tanks. So because, like you mentioned, the natural's actually very, very open, and the thirds are actually pretty open. So mine's actually using his own barracks to make a pseudo wall with it.
Okay, well, so you know, it was requested that we shout out like some historical facts about this map. And so for those of you who don't know, Ride of Valkyries is a classical song. So look that up. Or no, that's the Flight of the Valkyries, isn't it?
No, there's a bunch of songs about Valkyries. If you listen to metal, you know.
Yeah, exactly. The competitive span of this map was 2005 to 2006, and a very famous finals, the Ever OSL. No, that wasn't the final, but Irish versus July has a really good game. You should watch that one. Who was in the 2005 Ever OSL finals?
I don't remember.
July versus Good Friend. Ah, okay.
Good Friend.
Yeah, Ride of the Valkyries actually got played twice in that final.
That's the one thing I don't like about the Korean Tour, that they always repeat one map.
Yeah, but this is even more interesting. It went Forte, Ride of the Valkyries, Luna the final, Ride of the Valkyries, and then Forte. They repeated 2 maps.
That's just bad decision making.
Yeah, the OSL has always been weird to me. I feel like the OSL doesn't even count as a proper tournament. MSLs are the only ones that really count.
Hey, you're a beasted fanboy and it's leaking.
I've kept it at bay, haven't I?
Nah, it's leaking. But we're going to see the starport coming out here for Mind. Maybe some shuttle drop play. Ha! Shuttle. I was going to say drop ship, and then...
You know, I called Blind Roar out because he dropped the pun in one of the threads, and now you're doing it too. I've become contagious.
You have. You know, puns are much easier to pull out when it's not 4 in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I feel like you have the best sense of humor because you're a Trump fan.
Oh, we're gonna talk politics now?
Well, I had to call you out. You're a Chicagoan.
Yeah, I'm from Chicago. And especially with what happened last night, that's quite a spectacle for all involved.
Oh, I'm actually not at the speed on what happened last night.
Oh, you missed out, man. Look it up.
We'll catch up on that on break here. So we do have Bisou with 3 bases now. Mine's looking like he's going to start taking a third too. And it's like this map is just basically set up for a map split PvT scenario. And look at this. I wondered if Bisou was going to go for that faster Nexus at the island expansion. And he is going to try and get away with it.
He is. Well, mine scouted though.
I feel like in a typical PvT that, you know, in like a major tournament, Bisou wouldn't take this risk of getting that extra base. But in this case, because this is more of a relaxed tournament where the second place prize pool is $10, he's thinking, whatever, I'm just going to take a Ninja 4th and see if I can get away with it.
You know, to be fair, this is actually not bad for Beast to take it because he's already seen that mine is taking a quick third. So even if he wants to push, oh, okay, carriers.
Beast is just going all out right now. He is going with all the things that people would advise him not to do in PvT, bringing out carriers despite the fact that everybody says he's bad with carriers. Although in an interview, I believe it was 2 years ago, Bisou said that he feels like he's gotten a lot better with his carrier skill, and has proven it thus far.
He has, but he needs to deal with his vulture harassment first. These vultures are getting actually a lot of probes, way too many probes for comfort.
Wow, this is absolutely disgusting, and he's not pulling the probes at his natural base either? Are you kidding me?
That was definitely worth the loss of those 4 vultures there.
Oh, more than worth it, yeah. But he still doesn't know about the 4th expansion here, so that's okay. And the other thing is, he doesn't know about the carriers.
Not yet. But I'm more worried about the fact that mine may not know about the Nexus on the island. Oh, look at it though. He does have a, I believe that's a Wraith on the bottom of the map. It's kind of hard to see on the minimap because it's red.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird.
Oh, the dropship.
Oh, the dropship. It's going to see the carriers. It's going to see the carriers, and it's going to get inside this base. Anyway, 4 vultures. No, it's going to be a tank and 2 vultures.
Yeah, but there's not enough carriers though, so the EPS will be pretty low. Only 2 carriers there to deal with this. Plus the
the interceptor's not finished up for those carriers. The vulture's doing a ton of damage here. The tank removing the mineral, the mining at that natural.
But this is more important. So Mine knows what he's working against. He sees the fact that Bisu has 4 bases. He has the Nexus on the island, and he knows that Bisu's trying to go straight up rush carriers without any big Protoss ground army.
Yeah, and this is disgusting. There's 2 avenues to attack at this natural base, making it really hard for Bisu to defend against these vulture run-bys.
That is true, but Bisu's on drop, being a bit of a nuisance.
He didn't even take out that supply depot. The SCV is coming in time to repair. Mine's in a really good position. Honestly, up 3 bases, he couldn't be feeling more satisfied with where he is at. But he does have to get a good amount of Goliaths, and it looks like he is going to try and turret up at some point too.
Yeah, he has the engineering bay building at his natural. But here come the carriers. 2 of them.
Yeah, these 2 carriers are just going to basically stir the nest. They're not going to do like significant damage because, well, there's only 2 of them. Yeah, I'd be more afraid of these Goliaths. Don't want to take those silly hits on the carriers. Wait until the army is a little bit stronger, 4 or 5 at least.
Right, but you know, Bisu has to do something because his ground army is just so weak. He only has maybe like that 1 control group of Dragoons at most.
Yeah, which he's getting ready to sneak up to the 3rd base here of Mind. And Bisu's sending his militia over there. He's trying to use his carriers to distract all of the attention of Mind as he prepares to engage. It looks like he does have another control group, XKCD, so Bisu's army actually macroing up pretty decently at this point.
Yeah, you got that 4 base economy kicking in. But I think Mind's defense has been pretty solid so far. We haven't had a chance to look at his 3rd base defense, but I would assume it's not bad.
Look, the initial carriers and the double starports, yeah, definitely a little bit of an investment. But I think that Bisu may decide that he wants to switch into ground play a little bit stronger too. Wow. That's just way too strong of a defense there for Mine.
So at least Mine can hold back the ground army for now. I think what Mine can look to do is start to push across the map. He wants to pull Bisu's carriers away from his own base. And look at this though. Bisu's still charging him with these carriers, not caring that much about his Protoss army.
Guys, my printer started printing.
Is your wife doing something?
My printer is printing stuff.
You've been hacked.
I've been hacked. Let's see what it's printing. I hope it's not nudes.
Why not?
Well, that's a good point. I take it back. Okay, so Mind still doing some terrorizing damage on the ground here. This is a pretty strong tank push going over to that 3rd base of Bisu, but the carriers are doing a great job fighting over that ridge. It's really hard to get at the carriers.
Yeah, but look at this though. Mind's already sieging up the 3rd here. He's going to start sieging into the natural as well. This is one of the things I was worried about with Bisu going straight up for the carriers, is that he has no ground game. You know, it's one thing to have a nice carrier army, but if you can't defend your own bases from Terran pushes, you're going to be in a little trouble. Look at this though. The Goliaths are getting some nice snipes onto the carriers. One just go down. Can the second one go down? Oh my goodness. 22 hit points. 6 hit points on that carrier.
Oh my god, it is still alive. This is so clutch. Bisu needs a shield battery at this point to help keep that one alive.
Look at this though. This is once again, like, Mine is doing a great job with this push. You got the one next.
Yeah, Vulture's gonna run in. Oh no. They're gonna go back. They don't want to die quite yet.
You know, I think Mine hit this pretty good timing. Like, to me, it felt like Bisu playing this pretty greedy.
Yeah, Bisu has played this entire game very greedy. And the fact that he thought he was going to get away with so much in this game is just kind of ridiculous, playing against as good of a player as Mind is.
Oh, man.
So I have the result of the piece of paper that got printed out. And it is a picture of a screwdriver that says, "Screw it." I'm guessing my wife is sending me messages. That's one way to not interrupt the stream.
You didn't. You could just not interrupt by not mentioning it at all.
I have to cast my daily life at the same time. Oh god, these vultures coming in again. You know, this is really bad. Bisu, he doesn't have any more mining at his main base, and he's gonna lose all these vultures from run by, or lose all these pros from vulture run bys.
But hey, man, Bisu has these carries. He got those 4 carries there, shooting down some turrets like it's nothing. Meanwhile, his main army is getting wrecked by the Terran forces.
I like how AlphaGo made it into the discussion on this chat. I don't know if you heard, AlphaGo's like the super AI, and apparently they want to challenge Flash.
Well, they have to beat all the Go players first, and then beat the chess players, and then you can challenge people in StarCraft.
Yeah, well, chess has been conquered. No chess player can beat the best AI, but Go is definitely a different challenge.
Well, that's true.
Oh man, Bisu, he's looking like his natural is going to be lost. There's such a ground power here. Going to have to come in here with more carriers to try and take this out. Quite a swarm of interceptors though, and the Glyphs are coming in from the left, going to try and flank this. Bisu's in a lot of trouble. His micro has got to be Stork level if he wants to win this.
Yeah, but he still has a pretty decent amount of carries considering what happened so far in this game, but... Oh, look at this though, the vulture run by instant natural. This is going to kill off all mining of Bisu, so Bisu has no mining right now, except
Bisu has no probes except for that, that island expansion here. Meanwhile, Mine has a 4th base. I think Mine's pretty much making a sandwich right now because he's going to be eating snacks after this and be in a good mood after this win.
He will be. A nice 2-0 victory to get out of the groups. And man. Not much else to say here. The carrier is still somewhat alive, but Bisu's economy is just in shambles. It's in dire straits.
Well, Bisu's going for one more attempt with his carriers. And look at that. Bisu, the only thing he has left is blue balls.
He does have those 6 carriers, though.
2 Archons and 6 carriers.
You never know. An Archon in a dream.
Oh, look at that. DT might be able to do something.
Nah. I think like if you're going to go for carries, like DT is like the worst unit to build. Because your opponent has so many turrets already.
Listen, what BC needs to do is start building photon cannons inside of his island base and turtle until they call the draw. Ooh.
Ooh. Well, I don't think Bisu has the lack of self-respect to go for such a heinous play like that.
What? I mean, this is like any good Warcraft player would choose Night Elf and hide trees around the map. This is a similar thing. I was so bad at Warcraft. That's all I would do is play that race, get a couple trees, and start eating my way into forests to hide my buildings.
That is so stupid.
Well, when you're playing people at the same rank as me, they're stupid enough to not find them.
True. But another vulture run by, not doing as much damage as I would hope. Beast is still...
As you would hope, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I just... Man, you know I want Beast to lose every time.
But it's so much sweeter if he loses in a finals, right?
That is true. You gonna lose to the finals to another Zerg?
Oh man, this is just a disrespectful GG timing at this point. Did Flash or did Fantasy take over Bisu's keyboard?
I think Bisu still has a fighting chance though. Like his carrier count actually got pretty beefed up again. If you're noticing, like my main base in his net is running out of minerals, so he has to expand to a 5th base pretty soon, but he can't afford it just yet.
Someone just called me a Bisu hater. I've never heard anything more ironic.
Hey man, you never know what happens when you drink the Kool-Aid.
That's right. Yeah. Is that where you're feeding me Kool-Aid?
Nah, I'm not feeding you any Kool-Aid.
Man, look at this. Bisu just playing magically right now. He has 2 sets of blue balls now.
What? Oh, the Archons. Yeah, but look at this. Well, this is interesting. So Bisu's only mining is the natural, or rather the island expansion. But he still has Archons and he has carriers.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
So
is Archons and carriers in one base.
So mine can't kill off Bisu's one base economy, but he needs to do something about those carrier count.
How can he not? Just get a get a drop ship. Do it.
But you're asking mine to think about a dropship. I don't think that's in mine thinking right now. Mine's just thinking I need to somehow dwindle these carrier count right away.
This is amazing. What is that one game where we thought that a player was going to lose the entire game and came out beautifully in the end? It was another carrier game too, wasn't it?
Movie versus Mind on Circuit Breaker.
Oh my god. It's happening again.
Movie ran out of minerals to build interceptors, so he had like 6 carriers, but they had no interceptors. And mine had like 4 SCVs.
This is how you win. As a Terran player, you just bleed the Protoss player dry.
Is that an expansion to the top right?
Yes, maybe. Uh-oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is way too open of an area. Bisu doesn't want to get caught here. Losing his Archons right away. Not enough interceptors.
Oh, it might have been Movie versus Sock. I don't remember. I do know Movie was the Protoss player for sure. But I don't think mine even needs to build tanks. I mean, he has enough Goliaths to DPS to do good.
Oh, the DT gone now.
Yes, it did go down, but well, I mean, what is BT trying to play for? He can't get an expansion. He knows that mine has maybe 4 bases at least. Doesn't know about the hidden 5th, but I'm pretty sure he'll find it pretty soon.
Oh, he's sending units up to the top right. XKC, maybe he'll scout out that additional base.
I don't think so. He has to deal with that Terran army in the middle of the base here.
Wow, so many units in the middle.
But these carriers, man, he still got 4 doing some work. I mean, for how this game has gone, these carriers have been doing a lot of work.
Yeah, if anything, this is just practice for Bisu's carrier micro.
It is. Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, mine consistently is the one player who's been able to beat Bisu in PvT. So, I mean, it's no surprise that this game is as close as it is right now.
It's like mine is trying to find stuff for a tank to kill, but it's nothing to kill.
I mean, why isn't he sending his units into Bisu's main base?
There's no need to. Like, what are you going to do? Kill off the... Actually, the only thing that'd be worth killing off would be the Stargate.
Well, he could have killed off the Templar Archives.
But Bisu has no gas income. Finally, GG!
Let's play the button.
GG!
How nice.
Oh, man. Okay, we've gone through 3 games in 2 hours. Record-setting pace.
Record-setting pace. I remember in Advanced Starleague we'd be through 5 games in 2 hours.
I know, man. We got lucky with how quickly the games went through, considering we had to go to work right after we finished casting the game.
Looks like we're gonna have a sweet phone interview with Mind.
Standard phone interview. Guys, thank you again for listening in. I am BC Dagger with XKCD.
Hello, hello.
I'm not surprised that Mind won there, although I think I may have liquid betted against Mind. Let's go see.
They're checking out liquid bets.
I have to. No, I have Bisu in mind advancing.
Oh, me too.
Thank God.
아, 주고
Yeah, we actually agree on this one.
근데 솔직히
Yeah.
라이발에 대해서 사람들이 말이 많은데
Oh man, Zero is in trouble.
솔직히 밸런스는
Well, here's the thing, though. Zero has to play Movie in his EVP, but it's going to be warm-up for him, because then he gets to play Bisu in his EVP.
Yeah.
왜 마음에 안
Well,
들어요?
for Bisu fans like myself, we want movie to bring out the big upset.
뭐 테란이 불리하다? 야 이 새끼야 끄다 이 새끼야 말을 좀 똑바로 하세요 야 씨발 잠깐
솔직히 말해서 신맵을 아직 몇 개 안 해본 상태니까 제가 밸런스를 이렇게
I'm just listening to this interview. I have no idea what's happening.
Me neither.
아니 시청자들 의견을 묻고 나서 이제 가장 원하는 맵으로
All of this brought to you by the wonderful Ninus.
가장 그걸로 했다고요? 시청자들이 너무 원했나요?
예 러시아어랑 이제
The Ninus Canal.
이제
아니 이제 맵 설정 같은 거는 좀 이제 맵 그거 잘 아는 좀 전문 게이머들이
야이 개새끼야 무슨 말을 만들었어
Guys, follow us on Twitch. You can find me at Dagger. You can find me on Twitter too.
You don't even stream enough to be worth the follow.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I've actually been building up my stream to
Um,
run 24 hours
Of what?
of our cast.
Why?
Because I thought that would be fun to just have a constant foreign or English casting Brood War stream.
No one would watch it.
It's, people will watch it. They're here. We suckered in 122 people.
Well, they watch it because it's live. They're not going to watch a VOD.
And people will watch the recaps. So anybody who just
Well,
wants to watch it.
they'll watch the recap. They're not going to watch a 24/7 stream of recaps.
Listen, I don't stream a lot because generally we're using yours. Let's just be honest.
That's true. You should get some better internet, man.
정말 축하드리고
Yeah.
팬분들
I can chime in. That's good enough to me. I gotta get my social media game back up though.
You do.
바로 끊었고요. 자 일단은 패자조 와 패자조가 김영훈대
진영아.
자
진영아 또 저거죠 또 엄청난 김태경 다음으로 손꼽히는 선수거든요. 진영아.
자 준비됐습니까? 매일
Alright, gonna be Movie versus Zero next.
거기 또 블루스톰이야. 너무 재밌.
Which map though is the question.
I think it's gonna be Blue Storm this time.
It's gonna be Jade.
그 이영호 대 허영무 그 무승부.
Would you really
Look
want? Would you really want? No, actually, you want Movie to play on Jade, so Bisu doesn't play on Jade. I don't remember the last time I seen Bisu win his EVP on Jade.
Jade, look, BC throws every game on Jade. I don't think he even tries. He just hates the map so much.
That's possibly true.
I mean, have we seen him do anything standard on that map ever?
No.
여기서 집에 바로 떨어지는 거예요. 여기서 이런 사람이 김태경이나 최종대로 붙습니다. 경기 바로 들어가 볼게요. 여러분들 니너스 운동만 많이 사랑해 주시고 우리
Guys, we have 2 more games to go in this tournament today. We are going to be watching the losers match here. Bisu, well, Bisu will be in the losers match, but it's going to be Movie versus Zero next.
That is true.
Hey, I got the poll selection correct on the LR thread
Nice.
아, 패자조.
because I picked Bisu for both polls.
여기서 하면 광고.
That's illegal. That's illegal. You can't do that.
Well, I actually wasn't reading the polls, what they actually said, and I thought it was vote with your brain and vote with your heart. But no, it was who's going to come out first and second.
Well, you don't do the brain and heart thing when it's a bracket stage. You don't,
Yeah, I
you don't do
know.
it for group stages.
패자조에 지금 안착이 있습니다.
Afterward, I was like, oh well, I voted for both.
This is what happened when you vote for Bisu in both polls.
Well, he's going to
That's
come out on one of
fucking
them
illegal.
correct. 50% chance.
형 근데 왜 우리
아, 이게 편하니까. 자, 경기 시작해 보도록 하겠습니다. 경기
Oh, it looks like we're in the lobby. All right, let's go. We are in the lobby.
I see you playing that YouTube video.
Yes. Dude, Dana White is such a funny guy sometimes.
솔직히 저
Sometimes.
He takes himself so seriously.
저프가 진짜 재밌거든요. 자, 여러분들 니너스 운동화 좀 많이 좀 사랑해 주시기 바라겠습니다. 그다음에 우리 콜드커퍼니 정말 대표님 감사드리고 많이 도와줬어요.
All right, and it looks like we are going to be starting in on Blue Storm, guys.
Ha! Beaching on Jade!
비조가
Yeah, but Movie can win here. Don't discount the power of Movie.
That is true.
He does like to go for those gateway expansions.
Yeah, this is a great map for Protoss shenanigans. It really is.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to have Movie in the bottom left as your Protoss player. Meanwhile, the top right is going to be 0. And this is a 2-player map. And this map is just weird. I don't think there's really other way to explain it. It's just unorthodox.
Yeah, this is one of the famous maps where Savior actually beat Bisu in a game.
It is.
It rarely happened, but he did get a win on this map. Bisu did go ahead and win that series, though, which he lost the map in.
So they have like all these cool graphics, but like Terror is just the production value, man.
It doesn't matter how much graphics or makeup you use. You can't cover up the terror of Terror himself.
True. So we're gonna see an overpool coming out here from 0. I think this is a fair choice of build given this map.
You know, if it was versus Bisu, it'd be a 9 pool.
It'd be like a 5 pool.
Next game is going to be hilarious if Zero does win here.
So we're gonna see the pylon forge. I think that's a forge.
So
Actually, it might be a
on this map in a PvZ, who do you think has the bigger advantage in the early game?
I have to give it to Movie because it's easier for Protoss to defend their natural than it is for Zerg. Because here's the thing though, like, when you take that third base as a Zerg player, there's no like natural choke point or anything. As all the bases besides the main natural are pretty well exposed.
Yeah, the thing is about this map, and we are seeing a Forge expand here, but it's not a typical Forge expand map where you could just block off the choke point. You know, because this map was played between 2007 and 2008, this is really, you know, in the transitional period where maps started to be created to help Protoss be able to Forge expand. This is one of those last remaining maps where we're like, well, we're just going to give you, you know, multiple choke points into the natural and not make it easy.
That is true. We're gonna have the gateway and cannon, so we're gonna have that the pseudo wall come into play here. The next is gonna have to be part of it as a result, but it's definitely workable.
I'm still surprised that he did go for the Forge expand instead of getting that gateway first. I mean, the path distance, if you build an initial zealot to go and harass, is actually not that far. So I felt like Movie could have used zealots to his advantage in the early game.
I think he's just worried about what would happen if the zealot harassment failed. Because here's the thing though, sure, the zealot you can definitely harass, but the problem at the same time is very hard for zealots to defend the natural.
Yeah, especially with Lings and their ability to just run directly into the main if that cannon isn't there.
Right. Like there's no like ramp or anything you could choke it off with. So this wall would work. I mean, I think we're gonna have to actually have to add a second cannon to supplement this.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know if that second cannon is quite necessary yet, because that expansion is coming down for 0. So it is showing that he is going to be more macro oriented than trying to say, hey, let's build a bunch of links and go off these 2 bases. Now, how about mutas wise? Do you feel like mutas are the best way to go on this map, or are mutas still not that great?
Well, the thing for me, the way I see PvP is that mutas don't really. It can be up to the player itself. Like you can go for mutas, or you don't have to go for mutas.
Because muta play was still pretty prevalent, I believe, back at this time in PvZ.
It was, but
This is one of the maps that J-Dong got famous on for his meter control, isn't it?
it is. So we're gonna see the Stargate already out and producing a Corsair here for B2. Meanwhile, the Citadel's coming up.
여기가 또 반땅이잖아요.
No +1 spinning yet, though.
서로가 한 방에 뚫리면
I wanted the Cybernetics core spinning, but I didn't get a chance to see it.
능선.
그렇죠. 여기 러커라인 아마 갖추고 또 스커지 띄워놓고 히드라 띄워놓겠죠.
그렇죠. 아, 100개 데이징 기피츠님 100개 감사드립니다. 여기에
Meanwhile, the
승률이 저거보다 좋은
Zero has a couple zealots here.
맵이 또 반땅.
Terror continuing to crack me up. I wonder if he will go for that +1 air. I mean, it's pretty useful.
It's useful is you can keep your Corsairs alive!
Yeah, generally we've seen a lot of really bad Corsair control from other Protoss players that are non-BSU Protoss players.
Yeah, I just expect if it's not B2, they're gonna lose their Corsairs. It's just, it's like, well, come on.
If it's Tyson, he shouldn't even build a starport. Or Stargate, sorry.
Well, you shouldn't be building a starport technically, you're right.
You're right.
Unless you can, like, mind control a Terran.
yeah,
Terran
exactly.
SCV. But if you mind control an SCV, you pretty much won the game.
Well, I mean, we've all seen the Free versus High game. Did Free end up winning that, or did Haya?
I think Haya won that one.
Yeah, that was like the most epic PvT of all time.
김명훈도 김태경을 잘 잡아요.
Look at this though, the DT's already coming out here, so BT going with his
김태경한테 단련이 돼 있어가지고
stellar Z Dark Templar gameplay.
이거 오버로드 없어도 바로 먹어도
Or rather, movie.
He's just he did it. He did end up killing one of them.
Movie, no, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was a big give right there.
That's the wrong give to give.
Oh, and he didn't even get that Overlord down. The DT not going to be able to sneak through that front door.
It can work its way into the third base. I don't think there's that many Overlords there. Never mind, the Overlords have speed already, so.
Oh, people saying that Free actually won that Free versus High game. So I guess that confirms it. If you mind control an SCV, you win.
See, it's like the same thing with like Queen's infesting the command center. You win at that point.
Yeah. And
like-
the person should just instant GG once they've had an infested CC.
Or if you're like 2 gateways built inside your own base, you lose.
Oh, the control here, Zero's got to be really on top of it because it's basically this DT's drawing the attention of this army, but then the Corsairs are running in to get the Overlords.
Yeah, it's a very tricky gameplay here. You have to micro all your units correctly.
So how much do you think Movie needs before he can safely take a third base?
That's a good question. I feel like he wants at least, let's say, 3 High Templars and a lot of Zealots.
Yeah, he's definitely got to get his High Templar play out. You know, make sure he has, what, 6 to 8 gateways.
Possibly. I think he might just be waiting for the +1 weapons to finish.
There's a lot that you generally need as a Protoss player before you're like, I'm going to take my third. You want to make sure you have observers. You want to make sure Zealot speed is done. You have your High Templars. Your Corsairs at a decent count to help defend.
Oh, look at this though. Zero's Hydra Force is coming in. Going to clean up half the Zealots here. The other half's going to have to fall back.
Oh, wow.
Are those Zealots slow Zealots? I don't think they have leg speed.
No, they don't have leg speed yet, which is why I'm like, okay. He's going to just have to sit in these 2 bases for a really long time.
Movie, what are you doing? Get leg speed.
Yeah, but Movie also needs observers. He has a lot that he still requires in this game before he
Well,
can start moving out from his
He
base.
doesn't need observers just yet. Zero doesn't have the lurkers out. He still needs to make sure his majority of Hydra stay Hydra. But look at this though. The 4th base couldn't get.
Oh, sick job.
Nice cancel there by Zero, but he's gonna lose the drone, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's going to be at a cost. But yeah, I was about to say, you know, Zero's going to start mass expanding behind this, and then Movie's going to be in a lot of trouble. But with that nice DT play there, at least he's stalling the expansions.
Oh, nice defensive storm.
Up there. You know, there's quite a bit of storms available. I think I saw, what, 4 High Templar between these 2 here and then the main base.
So there are the lurkers now coming out here for Zero, so now we're going to have to see the observers come into play here. But
Yeah, that's where the Robo is trying to time out here because he knew that that lurker play was going to come.
look at this, though. Movie might be going for the drop into the main. He had the shuttle up there.
Yeah, very curious. He went for that shuttle pretty quickly here. He wanted to be able to have that element of surprise. Now the Zealots are going to run in and
I mean, it's only 2 Zealots, though. I feel like it's not going to do any damage at all. Maybe.
Yeah, if he was able to like quickly take out that spawning pole, that would have been pretty huge. But he's not even going to get like simple.
What was that?
That was a whiff.
What a whiff.
Oh man, really bad storm there. Movie's going to have to get this back on lockdown. Harness his storm power from that first PvP against Bisu in the first game.
Oh, that was pretty silly. Meanwhile, we're going to see Movie try to attack the 4th base here. Not many units down there. But it's very easy for Zero to reinforce that location. Oh, nice, though. Nice storm.
Oh, that's a much better one there. And you know what? The Corsairs are doing a pretty decent job in this game, and they did end up getting that +1 upgrade. Oh, more drone kills coming down, but that shuttle got taken out. My God. And the DT, though, XKCD, there's no response here. The DT is going to take out a lot of these drones.
And it takes out at least 2 drones, but here comes the big attack of Movie, though. Movie trying to multitask, pull a beast here, attacking all his way into the 4th base.
Yeah, there's no way that this base can be defended. These Zealots, they could focus down the hatchery if they wanted to, but trying to take out some of these Hydralisks first.
I think there's a little bit of a mistake here. She should be able to target fire down the hatchery. Will the hatchery fall? Will the hatchery fall? It does!
Oh my God, the DPS just way too strong. The Zealots are going to be able to take it out.
And the hatchery does fall. Oh man, he's going to put Zero behind quite considerably.
Zero is really behind at this point. With Movie able to take his 3rd base relatively safe here. I mean, this is how Protoss players have to play if they want to take a 3rd. Stay aggressive, keep the Zerg on the back foot, and continue to manage the playfield.
I mean, the map that definitely doesn't help in Zero's favor here, but Zero's going to have to go for the counterattack. He needs to make something happen, but look at this. Both armies are going to meet each other in the middle of the map here.
The High Templar are spread out so beautifully right now. I don't even know if it was intentional, but they were just scattered perfectly across this army, so that way you can have a nice blanket of storms no matter where the Hydralisks do engage.
That is true. So the 4th base is going to come down once again for Zero, but looks like Movie tried to send a probe to the top left. They got scouted out.
What happened to Movie's Corsairs? I wonder if he ended up losing them at some point.
He might have. That actually might be a pretty big problem going into the late game. But look at this, though. Movie trying to push up the high ground. It's going to be pretty difficult for him to do so.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be tough because the High Templars came in a little bit too late. He let the Dragoons do most of the damage here. In fact, the Dragoons did all the damage, and the one storm that was casted did nothing.
Look at this, though. Here comes the reaction from Zero. Going to push him with the Zergers, the Hydras, and the Lurkers right now. Movie's army is getting pretty dwindled down.
These High Templars did a really, really, really bad job, XKCD.
They did. The Hive's coming up now 4-0. Oh, nice storm, though. But that's
oh, sick one there. Taking out a bunch of Hydralisks. That Archon gonna go down. And you know what? The harassment game has ended for Movie because he doesn't have shuttles and he doesn't have his Corsairs. He can't control the air the way he was before. And now you see that's why his advantage is slipping away.
Yes, but you get in the 4th base, though. I mean, at least you're keeping up in the economy, if not ahead in the economy.
Yeah, and how hard is it for that 4th base to be taken out? The only way for Movie to reinforce is to run his units around the map and up a ramp to get to that 4th base. So it will be a little bit difficult for him to reinforce. He's going to have to cannon up pretty well.
He will. He might even have to drop a robotics support bay there. Right, yeah, robo facility and a support base just to get the Reavers out. You want to go start going for the defensive Reaver. Look at this. Zero's seeing the probe transfer. He knows that the 4th base is already done and completed.
So that was just like enough of our protection from the Protoss army to allow those probes to get over to that 4th base here. It's going to be absolutely critical that he can hold on here. And that's a nice cannon line. That's going to be enough of the defense to stall off this Zerg army.
Okay, so Movie does have 3 Corsairs, but they're not being active. That's not good.
Yeah, and I wonder if they've just been sitting there for a while or if that's a new group. If he's starting to macro up a few more Corsairs again to get back with this army.
That might be a possibility, but Zero's going to want to push into this choke point. It's going to be pretty difficult, though. A bunch of cannons.
With no high Templars, eventually the Zerg can break this.
That is true. I mean, Zero's trying to break in through it right now. Where's the high Templars? Where are the storms?
You see how far the Protoss army has to travel? Look at the middle of the map. And those units are wrapping around from the 3 o'clock down to the 4th. It's just taking too long for Protoss to defend. And I feel like it was a mistake to expand to that position.
It definitely was in this scenario.
I think what Movie was thinking is that he was constantly attacking to the bottom right. And so because he had a lot of units in that direction, that he'd be able to take the 4th while continuing the aggression to the bottom right. But it's too much of a travel distance, and Zero's really macroed up too well.
See, like, we've seen Movie take a top left for his new 4th. That's what he should have done in the first place. Because it's very easy for him to defend that base, since he already has units rallying into outside his 3rd. Oh, but did he forget Dragoon range this entire time?
No way. And for the caster shout-out, guys, you're watching Terror and Shuttle cast together. Meanwhile, it is myself, BC Dagger, along with amazing XKCD.
I think he actually might have forgotten Dragoon range.
That would be huge. You know, that would help lead to why his Dragoons did so poorly when they were fighting on the low ground against the main army earlier in this game.
Yeah, you know, that's the one thing, like, you don't really notice it until it's too late with the range. Like, I thought he actually had Dragoon range, but I wasn't really paying attention to how the Dragoons were engaging the Hydras.
It's a little bit more noticeable in, like, a PvT, where you're like, okay, they're just getting way too close to these tanks.
Right. That is true. But Movie does have a pretty nice re-macro, though. Got a couple high Templars there, spread out. Some Dragoons, some Zealots. No Archons, though, but that's because Movie can't really afford to make Archons. He needs all the high Templars he can for the storms. Where is this observer? He does have one with the army.
You know, the main bases are going to start to mine out pretty quickly here. So both these players are going to have to start thinking, well, we're going to be on 3-base play.
That is true. Some Zealots trying to run their way in, but I feel like at this point, like, we're going to see Zealots just explode and just swarm the entire map out.
Yeah, this is looking insane. If you look in the middle here, Movie's just letting Zerg get out of control here, and Zero playing really well.
That is true. You know, if I was Zero, I'd be pretty comfortable right now. Because that's a lot of Zerglings. A lot.
Well, Movie does have that top left corner, finally taking that base, and look at that, he's actually taking the 12 o'clock too. So this is going to be a vertical map split here.
Well, he has to defend it. Like, Movie's going to try to defend that base for as long as possible. Try to starve Zero out.
It's kind of a stalemate here. Both these players not willing to do any major engagements. Although I think that Zero
wait. Do those cannons reach? Oh, we're going to see a Dark Archon.
Dude, we were talking about Dark Archon. Now we get Dark Archon. Probably for Maelstrom, though.
I mean, you
know what? I'm wrong. He's probably going to use feedback on the Defilers. What do you think?
I don't think Movie really needs the Defilers to win. Like, he just has too much. I mean, I think the Defilers in this scenario is just like a win more kind of thing.
Okay, fair enough. But we're going to see possibly drop play now. Overlords with their speed. Looks like they're getting ready to gear a lift. Is this going to be a Doom drop?
I mean, if you Maelstrom the Overlord, that would be a definite problem.
Well, he's going to need to. All his army just went to the north. Everything's out of position if this drop does happen. Look at the Corsairs, though. They're sniffing it out. Movie playing just very perfectly here, knowing that this drop could be coming. He does not want this to happen.
Oh, look at this, though. I like this move from Zero. Zero's going to try to pull Movie's attention away from the Overlords.
Oh, he's got to get the Dark Archon in the right spot. This is just like... This is so crazy right here, XKCD. And what's going to happen? Okay, the huge drop is finally coming in. It looks like from 2 different locations here inside this natural base. This is a complete takeover by Zero.
There's the Maelstrom. He's like the worst Maelstrom ever. He just Maelstrom like 7 Zerglings and did nothing with it. That has to be GG. That has to be GG.
Yeah, losing his natural base is pretty huge here, but he has a significant army. But the problem is he just brought the army that was at the north down to defend the natural, but now all of the main army of Zero went to the north. So constantly pulling him out of position. Movie is just getting completely outplayed in the late game here.
He is. They don't even have units to deal with 1 attack. How can he deal with 2 and nevertheless 3 attacks right now? The 3-prong attack. That's a new meta.
Oh, he's going to lose that base at the top left too. There's not much he can do now without this economy.
There's nothing you do. You just tap out. You just tap out.
Honestly, it's looking really good for Zero to advance, considering that he will be playing on Neo Jade next.
You're that worried about the map already. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Hey, I'm just hoping for a really good cheese, no matter which way it goes.
Yeah, this is over. This is over. It's gonna make a very meek GG. It's not gonna be like high intensity GG.
Look, here's the deal. Movie watched Bisu stall and stall and stall, and he's like, I can do this too. I can really just hold out for a really long time before calling GG.
You know, he just might be forcing Zero to like kill every building just to help out Bisu. You know, tire out Zero.
I mean, and I think it's in the contract that these players make each group last at least the 3 hours of the cast.
Well, we are already 2 hours into it, so
yeah, it's only a short 50 minutes away from the 3-hour mark.
Finally, the GG.
GG. Does that sound terrible over the microphone?
It does. It sounds terrible.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You know, next cast we're gonna have to put ourselves on screen too.
No, we're not.
You can shave your hair and I'll be Shuttle. I'll put a mole on my face.
No, I'm not doing that.
So we're gonna have a ZVP to close this out. It's probably gonna be on Neo Jade.
It is after the last map. It has to be on Neo Jade.
Probably on Neo Jade. Guys who missed it earlier, Mind advanced from this group in first place, defeating Zero and Bisu. I mean, after defeating those 2 players, you should get an automatic seed to the round of 4.
I mean, this is a pretty strong tournament, so I don't know.
Yeah. And March 13th, it says, are the next games. Oh, so we're casting tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
Okay. We can do that. And it's going to be C, Gimchi, Light, and Hero.
Oh, wait. March 19th? I'm on vacation.
13th.
13th?
Oh, March 19th, yeah.
Wait, 19th or 13th?
Both. Look, don't blame me. Blame Preach, who updated Liquipedia and made these times the times that we're casting at.
I'm just looking at my calendar right now, so I'm wondering if I could hook up a microphone and then...
If not, we're going to get Flash for the win. Esports.
I think what you're going to have to do is, like, if I was going to cast tomorrow and next Saturday, you would have to host the stream then.
If I have to host, I will make it work. You do not know the powers that I contain.
The powers of Florida, man.
The powers of Florida. Florida internet. Look, we went from 1st to 4th on murder rate in our city. We're getting safer.
Nice.
보고 준비됐다네요.
Chicago is kicking our ass.
I'm going to Chicago today. Gotta drive
Yeah.
back.
Chicago in January had like more murders than the rest of the states from last year.
Well, Chicago's not bad. What you have to do is just stay away from the south side. That's where all the murders happen, all the gang violence.
Terrible gang violence.
네 번째 멀티부터 진정해. 세 번째 멀티에서 승부 봐야 되니까.
Stay away from the south side and you're good. North side is relatively peaceful.
무슨 소리예요? 이 저거잖아요.
아니 씨발 내 저거 존나 무시하는 지. 이제 한번 다음 멸망도 한번 보자. 제이드 이거 맞죠?
Almost time for that second coffee.
Second coffee, man, you're just.
Second coffee's mandatory, man.
You know, I'm just doing this raw. I don't have any coffee in me. Matter of fact, don't even have a coffee machine.
It's cause you're young, XKCD. In fact, you haven't entered the workforce yet. When
I have
your
entered the
spirit is
workforce.
shredded and ripped apart, like mine has been, you'll understand.
You work for a boring aircraft company.
Are you kidding? My job is awesome.
Then you should hire me. I'll apply.
We don't use your skills, but my job is amazing.
Hey man, I'm a C# developer. You can hire me.
Oh yeah, you can work in Unity.
I can learn it.
Anybody can work in Unity. It is like the best game engine possible.
Even better than UT4.
It's very friendly to the coder. The editor interface is really nice, and the tools development is really well done too.
니너스가 원하고
You can create a lot of custom tools.
고치고 있습니다.
Huh.
우리 니너스 운동가 많이 사랑해 주시고 그다음에 공도 컴퍼니 한 번만 이름
Yep. In just a couple short years, the 737 will be that much safer because all the mechanics will have been trained by my software.
아 김태형 씨 떨려가지고
Awesome.
계속 손 떨려가지고.
Hire me. Yeah, I want that cushy job.
We gotta get some openings, to be honest.
That's true.
Right now it's just my small team kicking ass. But we're in 2 years we're getting the 777 on board. So lots of work coming down the line.
That's good.
777X. What a cool name. Alright, that's enough shop talk.
Alright, gonna be BT versus 0, the final game of Group A. On Neo Jade.
You know, my first question I have to ask is, why cast this when we know Bisu's going to win?
It's not about the final destination, it's about the journey.
Okay, let's take that journey then. I'm with you. We're holding hands. Go.
In the top left, I got the yellow Protoss, it's gonna be Bisu. And then the top right, as the red Zerg, it's gonna be 0. This is the same spawns that we saw in the SSL 9.
We did. I've got some sweaty, beady hands.
We got some deja vu going on.
왜 제가 토스대 저그전이 왜 저그가 유리한지 제가 알려드릴게요. 토스는
Ah, look at this though. Bisu said not a pro. Where will that pylon go?
Oh. So, generally, guys, we were talking and having a lot of fun about this map with Bisu, and you know, he generally shows a really cheesy, aggressive early game because the map just doesn't play well with his playstyle. And meanwhile, Zergs have learned that Bisu has like this level of aggression in the early game and a weakness to Zergs early on. So they generally go for 9-pull builds. Although I don't think that we're going to see 9-pull.
We're saying
Or
over.
what is it? Overpull that we see? Not 9-pull.
Yeah, it's overpull.
Overpull builds. Yeah, now we're going to see overpull here coming out 4-0. Typical. Very smart opening for
You know-
4-0.
You know, if Bisu builds a Forge next, and I have to say this might just be a standard game, but because it is an online tournament, so the level of
It
preparation.
just scares you so much though when you see that there's a probe in your base like immediately.
Well, you know that your opponent is not cross spawn, so
That's
a given.
Yet still not seeing the natural. We don't know what that additional building is. Is that a gateway? Is that a forge?
I believe that's a Forge. We're gonna see the Forge Nexus come out.
여러분들 긴장되는 순간 어떻습니까? 상황이 어떻습니까?
지금 상황은 우선 저거가 그냥 안마당 편하게 지어진 상황.
And apparently our chat, either the language changed by something I clicked, or we suddenly got non-English speakers coming in.
That's the Poles, man. The Polacks.
Oh, the Polish.
Polacks dobry. Ako so much.
Yeah, the Polish terror is just wrecking the foreign tournaments.
Yeah, so we're going to see the Force Nexus cannon come out. So we're not going to see the gateway, so none of this early game shenanigans from Bisu, unfortunately.
Yeah, so what do you think the strategy is going to be here? Do you think that Zero's just going to go for his typical macro games? I mean, there's no reason for him to try and pull a Shiner or a Roro. I mean, he's no Samsung Con Zerg where he's just going to, you know, try and cheese out the Protoss player in early game.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. So we've seen like multiple times that Protoss has a very hard time defending against multi-pronged attacks on this map. Because it's very difficult to go from your third to your fourth due to how this map plays out. So what I think Zero's going to try to angle for is try to abuse that. Like once Bisu tried to expand to a fourth or a fifth base, Zero's just going to be like doing attacks all over the map.
Yeah, that's where I see like a 6-hatch style gameplay from Zero is going to be like the most beneficial build. Because it's a really good macro build that still has that mid-game timing where you can go in with a ton of Hydralisk and start attacking. Or, you know, even if your Protoss opponent has gotten up to the third base.
Right, you know, what I'm referring to is more like a very heavy, Zergling heavy style instead of Hydras.
Ooh. Just let the Zerglings control the field with their speed? I gotcha.
I mean, I'm referring to the Effort versus Free game from the KSL, where Effort just completely dominated Free in the late game as a result of the Zerglings.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
The next cast will be tomorrow. The question is if I will be casting or not. I don't know.
Well,
we'll find out.
You know, I've always been told that I have an impressive amount of talent with many voices, so I could just cast twice over with using a second voice as my co-caster.
Like the puppeteers.
Yeah, like a puppeteers or a ventriloquist. I can have an XKCD ventriloquist stall, and it'll be perfect.
No, you can't. You know how I know? Do you know how I know?
Why?
You don't have the dry humor for it.
I don't?
No, you don't.
You're right. I don't have that level of dry humor. But I've been working on it.
That is true.
I've stopped drinking water for several days.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh man, silliness always starts to ensue when we get to the last game.
It does, and sometimes the games themselves start to get sillier and sillier.
It's the GG timings when you have to sit around for like 40 minutes of fluff time because of all the late GGs.
That is true. So we're gonna see the first Corsair already out, and he's doing some damage instead of scouting.
Yeah, Bisu can do more damage with one Corsair than Tyson can do with 12.
That's true.
The sad reality.
That Zealot lived for a long time. But look at this though, the Zergling run by is gonna come in right now. There's nothing to defend. Oh no, the cannon could.
This is just standard. This is standard Bisu. Always just getting these run bys, just trashing his bases. I mean, as a Bisu fan, it's become sickening at this point that Zerglings just relentlessly get inside his base. The one person who developed a defensive build against Zerglings now lets Zerglings just wreak havoc.
Oh, how far he has fallen. Five Zerglings.
That's a significant amount of kills. I think 3 on just that one Zergling, but about 5 probes total getting taken out here. And it's not over yet.
It's not over. There's no cannons in the main base, no cannons in the natural, but here comes the Zealot though. BC gonna pull some of the pain back to zero.
The other significant thing about not having a cannon and between his natural and main is that when the Scourge chase down those Corsairs, generally they get the base and the Photon Cannon will kill off the Scourge, but instead they have to continue to circle around until the flight line is safe.
Oh, that was a little bit of preemptive drone drill back from Zero. Zero thinking it's safe enough to pull drones back. Yes.
Oh, just a perfect pop out of Zerglings here. Going to be able to take out the Zealot. He does get 1 kill, though.
Meanwhile, Bishu sending 2 more Zealots into the natural, but there's already a cannon, a Sergeant colony there to defend.
You know, the one thing that we saw that worked out really bad for Bishu in the finals against Effort is that he lost a lot of Zealots by doing these multi-pronged harasses, and didn't have enough to defend a 3rd base when he needed to expand. So I think that Bishu needs to be a little bit more tepid about his advancements.
He does, but I feel like Bishu feels like he has to make some plays, and he lost a lot of probes to those circling run-bys. Look at this, though. He's got 2 Zealots inside the 4th base of Zero, so that can be a bit of a problem to deal with, but he can't get the rest of the Zealots in, so Zero's going to have enough to deal with this for now. Meanwhile, these Corsairs are coming into the 3rd base, going to kill off the Overlords.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough with those Zealots getting down there. The wonderful thing about Zealots in StarCraft 1 is that they're so beefy, and with their speed, they can just kind of run by initial defenses, and it makes it hard to take them out.
So interesting enough, though, we're seeing Zero actually completely wall off his 3rd with that Overlord chamber, or rather, Evolution chamber.
The Overlord chamber, which sounds like a pretty cool thing, though, too.
Yeah, that should be in the next patch. Overlord chamber.
The Overlords can like land and sink their tentacles into the ground, and then they're just shields.
Oh my goodness! Look at this though. Huge run by Zero. Bishu into the natural of Zero. Zero trying to drone drill, but it's not going to be working though. Second colony does go down. Will the second one go down? Zero trying his best to defend against it.
Oh, the Corsairs coming in here, going to take out these Overlords too. This is going to be really significant. A clutch timing from the Scourge, though.
Oh, but that was the wrong units to spawn, though. It should have been Zergling spawning instead. The Store Colony wasn't enough to defend the Overlords, but the last second could fall.
Yeah, XKCD, that was a huge investment of gas into getting these Scourge out. I know we talked about how effective Zerglings can be, but still, I mean, there's not a lot of gas available for tech units.
And look at this though. Because of that attack, Bishu's going to expand. Look at how did that Dark Templar sneak in? Oh no, this is going to be it's going to be quite a hassle to deal with.
Oh, that was a lot of Scourge that just died off here, and Bishu, just barely avoiding these hits. How does he manage to keep them alive?
He's Bishu, man.
Burrow.
You guys know observers.
Wow. Burrow just being way too strong. And the Witch's Crackle from XKCD, so strong too.
Well, why did he unburrow? He should have slept and burrowed. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this, another run by Zero.
Oh god. Exactly like you said, these Zerglings are just going to continue to go crazy. But you know what? Better defenses from Bishu this time.
This is just like the streets of Chicago, run by violence all over the place.
Oh god. Oh, get out of there, XKCD. Save yourself.
Dude, I have to drive up there, and I have to drive by Gary, too. That's even a worse place than Chicago.
Oh, man. But the worst place in Chicago is that Trump building.
I don't know. It's actually on State, Michigan. Actually, the Trump building is actually right next to the river on Michigan.
I see the Trump building as the equivalent of the tower that holds the Eye of Sauron. And that Trump just stands on the top, staring in all directions, watching for the ring of power.
That'd be a pretty funny fan fiction to read.
But I digress. So Bishu sitting on that 3rd base. It looks like Zero's finally able to take and start to get steady mining on all 4 of his bases here. So it's going to come down to, can that 4th occur for Bishu? He's going to need to get that 4th base at some point if this gets late game.
Nice cloning there by Zero. Actually going to kill all but 2 Corsairs. That's a great way to do the countdown.
Yeah, Bishu's going to be significantly crippled by not having those Corsairs, but still, think about the investment of gas that it's taken to finally dwindle down that Corsair count. Tech is going to be so late for Zero.
See, that's actually perfectly fine for Zero, because he's still, remember, he's using that Zergling heavy army, so he doesn't really need Hydras or Lurkers at this moment. He's seen all his damage has been done through run-bys, and Looks like
Ooh, the Muta switch. Bisu sniffed it out though. That was really lucky. I bet you Zero was thinking, well, I've got the Corsair count low. He's probably just gonna want to stay very safe with them for right now. But no, Bisu continuing to just constantly scout.
Oh, look at this though. 2 Dark Time players getting dropped inside the 4th, but there are overlords there. Zero should be
How
able
is there not an overlord there to scout this? The DTs are just going to go crazy. This is going to be a significant amount of kills. And Zero, he's not pulling them. He doesn't
Oh my God, Zero!
Where is coming from?
Zero,
Are you kidding? This is the Game of Thrones right here.
Man, I thought it was only Dota that had the Game of Thrones. Looks like Brudor has the Game of Thrones as well. Both players are throwing. What's happening?
Wow. And the DTs are starting to get away too. An 8-kill DT running away. Perfect health too. My goodness. And you know what? The Mutas got batted away. The ones that were trying to take out the natural during that attack with the DTs.
So here's the thing. So Zero's finally going to go up the Hive. So he just started the Hive right now. Bisu's actually finally got his 3rd base. Are we going to see some sort of normalcy in this game? Or are we just going to...
Oh, that shuttle, XKC will get taken out. But you know what? They overshot the DT. That's actually still remaining safe inside that base.
No, the DT does go down. The Overlords creep up there to meet it up. But, you know, Bisu's army started to grow. No High Templars, though. But he does have the Dark Archons, which will definitely help against this Muta heavy.
Yeah, Bisu's army is still oddly, like, weak. He doesn't have a lot of significant units mixed in there. Just a lot of gateway generic units. Dragoons, Zealots. Where's the rest of his army?
He can't afford it because he's been throwing away all these Zealots. Both players have been throwing units all game, man.
Yeah, this is just
the Game of Thrones.
A very costly game by both players.
But look at this, though.
Man, Observers absolutely needed in this game. You know what? Bisu could just bring a Zeld over there with an Archon and clear that up anyway. He doesn't even need the Observer.
Yeah, but that required more work than just getting the Observer over.
He's done it in so many games, though. I feel like he prefers it. He's like, I just love tasering my Zealot.
That might be a possibility. Oh.
Okay, we're about to see 1.21 gigawatts shot right into that Zergling bird down there.
Yeah, but you have to deal with the Mutas still. The Mutas are going to be protecting the counter expansion, I want to say. Rather, they're going to protect that base against the base being built.
The Mutas are nothing compared to the might of an Archon swipe.
Who knows?
Oh, the Corsairs getting a lot of really good hits off too, though.
Yeah, but he lost 2 Corsairs to the Scourge, so that's not something you want to do, even if you do get a couple shots on the Mutas.
Look how many sunken colonies there were. My goodness.
See, that's the thing, though. The way that Zero's playing his game out is he wants to go heavy Zergling because he wants to do attacks all game. All he wants to do is just force Bisu to out-multitask himself. Because Bisu can only have his army at one place, either the 4th or the 3rd, or the natural, right? You can't have your army at both places. That's why Zero's going for heavy Sunken, because he's not going to have anything at home to defend besides those Sunkens.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. We've seen effort pioneer this build in the this style of play in the Solstice era, so we're going to hold that thought for now. Here comes the big Mutaflock coming in right now. Meanwhile, look at all these Zergons.
He's got to keep those Mutas alive. They're really the one thing that's kind of controlling the map here.
Oh,
and a pretty significant storm going up, but still he's going to skirt around and get some nice High Templar snipes.
Oh, look at this, though. Here comes all the Zerga coming into the map right now. Bisu forced to pull his army back up to the natural defend, and I feel like Zero should send another wave of Zerga to the 4th after a counterattack.
Yeah, these Zerglings got to be more efficient here. That's a lot of just free kills that Bisu was getting at the defense of the natural. Bisu just finally getting his Nexus
down.
Whoa!
Look at this, double Ninus right there, the Defiler Mound.
Ooh.
Zero must
Double
be real.
Defiler Mound doesn't mean you get twice the Defilers, though.
No, but he must be really banking on a lot of gas. You can go for double upgrades at the same time. So here comes
he's been building a ton of Zerglings. Look at that line across the map at the bottom right. Look at the mini-map.
Yeah, this
is just absolutely insane.
This is exactly what I was talking about. You know, going for the Zerglin run, just streaming Zerglin across the map, just constantly be attacking with very cheap units.
But this is why +3 upgraded Archons are just absolutely insane at cleaning this up. That's why he's had the Archons over the High Templars. Oh, what's this coming out from the Overlords, though? With the speed, are we going to see some drop play?
It would be suicide for the Overlords to have anything in it right now. There's nothing they could drop. There's too many units there.
Yeah, nothing. That was a lot of lings that just got killed off, and that was like 3 or 4 different hatcheries worth of Zerglings. Just all that larva just poured into it.
That is true.
Oh, look at the Defilers just skirting around that base too. Bisu aware of that as his Corsairs ran in.
Well, here's the thing though. So Bisu has got his 4th base. He's gonna look to expand to a 5th. Zero should be thinking about getting a new expansion right now. Because you can only do so much on 4 bases. You want to get even more economy working for yourself. Get more macro hatcheries coming down. So where will Zero expand to?
This is the first time we've actually seen Bisu get a sizable army in the middle of the map. And this is looking pretty dangerous. What you want to do as a Protoss player is bounce back between the natural and that 3rd base and just prevent any units from getting out. And Bisu doesn't need to bust, but he needs to maintain map control until he takes a 5th base.
Yeah, look at this though. We're going to see Zero actually go for the double expand here. So that will be a good decision making by him. Meanwhile, Bisu slowly creeping up to Zero's 3rd base.
It's going to be really hard for Zero to get another expansion.
Ooh, nice plague. He's going to plague up the half of the units there. The other half still untouched though. Actually,
Look at all those lings that are just scattered out. If they try to engage right now, they're going to die off pretty quickly. Oh, that plague just going to be really weak on the Archon.
Yeah, but this is what Zero wants. He just wants to plague up everything. That way, when it's ready to come in, they don't have to tank that much in order to kill stuff off.
Yeah, plague on the Dragoons is going to be really hurtful.
Definitely. Oh, here comes the cows.
Yeah, the cows are coming out, but Bisu, he's got a 5th base that's getting up, and it's going to be running very shortly here. If he can hold on and just maintain this map presence down at the bottom left, then he will be okay. He's got to survive this initial cow onslaught, though.
The cows aren't fully upgraded, though. They do have the +4 carapace, +1 armor. But man, these barrel Zerglings have been so funny to look at.
I think that Bisu's moving his army almost too far away from the bottom left, but he wants to try and eliminate this additional expansion at the 12 o'clock. Meanwhile, the 4 o'clock base is going to be coming down too for Zero. So he's starting to take a lot of extra bases and feeling confident enough to be able to take them.
Yo, we're going to see some Reavers come out, but I feel like Bisu should build like a robotics facility at the 4th and 5th base and just build Reavers from there instead. That way you have the static defense you need to defend against, say, a counterattack. But look at this, though.
Bisu just using his zealots to try and focus down this hatchery. I don't think he's going to get it.
He actually might get it. He might get it. He might get it.
Too close.
Oh, 95 hit points left.
Oh, and he does do a layer morph. Really smart play by Zero. He's going to add those additional hit points, and he should just let the layer finish.
That's actually a pretty interesting concept. Like, if you have a lot of gas and mineral at the end of the game, do you just like upgrade your hatcheries to layers and hive?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty significant difference here. And here comes the Doom Drop in this game, going over the natural. Trying to take this base out, but the Reavers are in for the defense.
Oh, look at those 2 Doom Drop happening at the same time, though. Small drop happened at the 4 o'clock base.
I think he should have focused on one proper Doom Drop, though. I think that Bisu's still going to defend this pretty well. A decent amount of Zealots to fight under the Dark Swarm, but the Plague actually killed those Zealots off very quickly.
I don't know. I think Zero's actually doing a lot of damage either way. They're both.
He's done a lot of army damage, but Bisu still has his bases up and mining. That's the significant part.
No, but here's the thing, though. Zero's cutting off reinforcements from the main base, so he has to deal with that before his army can group up. And look at this, though. Zero's taking advantage of it. He's going to send more reinforcements in to deal with this. Oh, losing that forge, though, could be a problem. I believe that's the armor spinning.
Losing those Reavers was pretty significant, but Bisu didn't have a shuttle there to help micro against the Ultralisks.
That is true. Oh, some Dragoon micro trying to counter the Reavers there. Meanwhile, here comes the DTs, though. But the one high temper does go down. That's not good. Oh, I don't think Bisu could afford to lose high tempers at this point of the game.
No, definitely not. But, you know, Bisu does have that 5th base, so this is looking really good for him as far as the number of bases that he does have controlled. I feel like he just kind of has to hang on here and let his economy start to build up a little bit more.
Throwing away Corsair is definitely not the right way to go.
No, very little micro there. Bisu, he brought his army down again, and all of a sudden it just opens up this huge weakness at the natural. He can't seem to stop the flood here.
This was the problem I was talking about. Like, you really need the reavers late game on this map.
Yeah, what's scary is the counterattack. If Zero does have the economy to counterattack down at the bottom left and just switch map control once again, I mean, it's going to be really difficult for BC to go down there and defend it.
Oh no, the Coyotes are already inside the main base. They're taking down the gateways. And
I'm not sure that. I don't think this is looking good for BC
anymore.
anymore.
Look at this. Here comes another counter. It's going to be a counter doom drop. 4 overlords loaded up with units going inside the 5th base here. There are Dark Templars, though.
Fortunately, there are DTs to help clean this up. One insignificant storm.
But actually, the DTs just got defeated by the Cracklings.
Yeah, with the overlords there, you have like the automatic vision, so their defenses aren't that great.
Is that it? BC has no mining. He has 2 bases at most mining. Meanwhile, Zero's still comfortable on the 6 bases. I mean, sure.
Yeah, this is looking like a huge elimination here. Bisu calling GG out of the tournament. The returning champ has been eliminated in just the round 1.
That's an upset.
That's a pretty major upset, but I think we've all been seeing that Bisu has just kind of been tuning down his practice a significant amount to just you know, add in some reasoning to this.
Oh man, this is not good for Bisu's image. He lost on Neo Shade again. Where's the GG button?
Oh. Oh, losing the top Protoss in this tournament, and really what is remaining for Protoss players? We have Grimchi and Free and Best as the heroes of this tournament now.
Alright.
G-Dog could win it all.
G-Dog! You know, I did liquid bet G-Dog to advance, so I'm hoping.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my goodness.
It's G-Dog. It's Gwemchi, man. He can definitely do it.
Well, I put C in Hero, because Hero's still ridiculous, and C is the online champ.
I actually have Gwemchi and C to advance. I don't think Hero will advance. That's some crazy stuff there. But hey, you know, this is what Beast is probably thinking right now. So you're not going to be able to hear this Beast second, but the stream should be able to hear this.
As per usual. I guess I'll have to listen back later.
What should I do?
Hey, thank you guys for listening to our cast. We're just getting back into the groove of things again. It's been about a month hiatus.
It has been.
But this is the Terror Starleague. This is what you're going to expect from future casts. Is there a good time for you to cast tomorrow?
Well, I thought we were casting it live.
Well, I'm just asking you if there is a good time for you to cast tomorrow.
Anytime I can cast it, a good time.
Okay. I didn't think you were available, so...
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I would have to like set up my microphone on my laptop, install the drivers. I can definitely do it.
Do it.
Do it. But I won't be able to host the stream, though.
Okay, I will figure it all out and make the stream work.
Sweet.
Alright guys, follow us on Twitch please.
No.
And find us on Team Liquid if you want to chat with us, criticize us, make jokes, whatever. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Big SKCD here, and we're gonna sign off with this soundbite. Let me try to find it. Wait, I'm trying to find it. Where is it?
Fuck you, I'm going to bed.
Alright, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.